All right, so welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Forest Shuffle Strategies. So this is the last video in this particular line of strategy videos. So in this strategy, in this video, we'll be talking about the wolf strategy. And the wolf strategy has been known as potentially the strongest strategy there is. There are some people who think the wolf strategy is probably the strongest in the game. And it is potentially the strongest for sure if you can get everything that you need to make it work out in your favor, obviously. Obviously, you're still going to need trees in this strategy, so, but if you're not getting the best trees that go with this strategy, not that there's any particular tree that would work well with this strategy, but what I'm saying is, if you're not getting powerful trees too, there potentially is some other strategies that could be better than this, potentially still. But I have heard that this is one of the strongest, if not the strongest, the wolf strategy. So let's get started talking about the wolf strategy by actually talking about, obviously, the wolf. So the wolf is expensive to play, one of the most expensive cards there is, with good reason. You can score a lot of points with the wolf. Okay, so first of all, this is probably not the first card you want to play, just so you know. So let's talk about some of the deer here, okay? So let's talk about the fallow deer first. Now the fallow deer is going to give you 3 points for this icon here, which is called a cloven hoofed animal. So for every cloven hoofed animal you have, the fallow deer is worth 3 points. So all of the deer will have this icon on them. So that means if you have 3 different species of deer, this is already worth 9 points on its own. So that's powerful for sure. But what other animals have that icon on them? Well, first we have the wild boar. It also has it on it as well. So the wild boar would help with the fallow deer strategy here, or with the wolf strategy for that matter. This is a good one to work in this particular video, in this particular strategy. But in order to score points with the wild boar, you need to have at least 1 squeaker. So while, hey, the wild boar would work well, you're also going to need to have a squeaker as well. And so, for instance, here we go. Here's our squeaker. Now the squeaker would also give the fallow deer here 3 points as well. So even though the squeaker is only worth a point on its own, it's still going to give that species of deer 3 points too. So that's another one that would work well with the fallow deer. And of course, if you can get both of these, even better. And of course, if you can manage to track down another wild boar, because there is 5 of these cards, then you could get 20 points for your wild boars, because they each score you 10 points for just 1 squeaker. So that's a good card to have for sure, especially if you're going the wolf strategy, wolf and deer strategy, or maybe the predator and prey strategy would be a better name for the video, which I might just call it that. But then let's talk about some of the other deer next. Okay, so the red deer. Let's talk about that. Now the red deer, it's going to give you points for all the trees you have and all the plants you have. So if you have some plants, great. If you have some plants, great. Now the plants aren't really going to help you with this strategy. So unless you're going like the biggest forest strategy, or the oak strategy, if you will, if you're going to one of those 2 strategies, then you might have some plants that would work well with those strategies, and so then that would work well with this strategy as well, with the red deer, because it could potentially give you a lot of points. Even still, if you had, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 trees in your forest, this is still going to give you 7 points. So that's pretty good. That's really powerful still, regardless of the case. And it's one of the 2 deer that are also going to help, obviously, with this wolf here. But then another deer you're going to obviously want, if you're going the wolf strategy, or the predator and prey strategy, is you're going to want a roe deer as well, which would also help, obviously, with the fallow deer too, because it's a cloven hoofed animal, but it's going to score you 3 points based on certain leaves. Now, there's going to be a different grouping of leaves on all of these cards. That means this roe deer isn't going to have this leaf on every single roe deer. It's going to be different leaves probably every single time. So it's going to give you 3 points based on how many of those leaves you have on cards. And of course, a particular tree that has that leaf as well is going to help the roe deer. So obviously working on a particular, working on the biggest forest strategy or the oak strategy is going to be helping your roe deer as well. Now, if you do have a roe deer, another good card to have would be this Lynx here, because it's going to give you 10 points if you have at least one roe deer. So again, this is another good card that would work well with the predator and prey strategy, because let's face it, the lynx and the wolf are predators, and they're basically going to be eating some deer. So the predator and prey strategy, let's just call it that. So yes, the lynx over here would be obviously good to have if you have a roe deer as well. And then obviously the wolf here is what truly makes this, well, the deer on their own can score you a ton of points, but the predator, as far as predators are concerned, the wolf is going to score you a ton of points if you have deer, because it's going to give you 5 points for every deer you have. So if you have just one of each of the 3 different species of deer, that's 15 points with the wolf. If you have more deer, that could be even more than 15 points, right? It also potentially can give you an additional turn. And if you already have some deer in play, you could draw some cards with the wolf as well. So this is not something you'd want to play first. You'd want to play some of your prey items first, so that way your wolf has something to eat. But yes, the predator and prey strategy is a powerful strategy. And obviously you're going to want to have some trees and stuff with some of this stuff for sure. Obviously you need trees in order to have these. But the point is, this is a potentially one of the most powerful strategies there is in the game, which is why I saved it for last, because it's potentially the best. Not necessarily my favorite, but definitely not my favorite, but it's definitely the best. So I hope you guys liked these videos. Don't forget to leave me a like. If you guys liked any of these videos, that means you might have to go back and rewatch the videos so you can leave them a like if you forgot to leave them a like. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, because, you know, it makes me feel good when I see another subscriber. Obviously, I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. See you guys next time. Goodbye.